Hello and welcome to Sports Etc., the podcast where we talk about sports and how doorknobs are the leading cause of global warming. I'm Harmon Kahl.
I'm Jack Garrison.
And Jack, it is NFL Draft Week. How exciting is that?
It's one of my favorite times of the year.
It's actually kind of weird because as Bengals fans, we're used to, the Bengals picking towards the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah.
And they're actually picking 31st because they made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
not to brag or anything. But before we begin talking about that, we got some shout-outs to do. First of all, we are filming in front of a live studio audience. We'd like to shout out that tonight. So, you guys over there, how you doing? You good?
Good.
They say they're good.
All right, thumbs up.
That's good. Shout out to our people who are downloading Sports Etc. in what is it? Chicago,
LA.
No, San Jose. Brussels, Belgium.
Shout out to the boys out there in Belgium.
Belgium
or the
boys.
girls. Or the other people.
Yeah, anybody.
So we're gonna so we actually, since it's NFL Draft Week, we actually have mock drafts that we're gonna be. Sorry,
we're gonna be
we're gonna have mock drafts. We're gonna be loading up here today,
and we have not seen each other's mock drafts.
We have
so
not.
We're
gonna start off with that.
Okay,
so. When in the NFL draft they have that little noise that plays, but before each pick, would you like to reenact that?
We can
before each pick.
We'll do it once every 5 picks.
Okay.
How about?
Okay, so
once every 5 picks.
Okay.
So do you want to say your pick first, or should I say my pick?
Okay.
Well, after
bum, bada bum, bum, bum. With the first pick in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson, edge, Michigan.
I would agree. My first pick is Aiden Hutchinson, edge from Michigan.
No, I wouldn't say this is necessarily a foregone conclusion. This is the first time in a couple years that the first overall pick has not been a foregone conclusion. Because think about it. Last year, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, the year before that, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the year before that, it was Kyler Murray. The last three,
Baker
I feel like
Mayfield before that, too.
He was not guaranteed, though.
Yeah.
There's Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen and Josh Allen that were all contending for, that first overall pick. But for this year, it could be, Aiden Hutchinson. It could be Trayvon Walker has come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It could be Kayvon Thibodeau.
And going into this college football season, Kayvon Thibodeau was like probably the top defensive prospect.
He was expected to go number 1,
but he's just not been as good anymore. So
no.
yeah,
but okay. I just want to preface this. We're recording this on Saturday,
April 23rd.
So Baker Mayfield is currently potentially going to be traded to either the Panthers or the Seahawks. So we are not accounting for that currently.
Yeah.
So I have both of them. The teams taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
I just want to preface that Baker Mayfield is not going into the situation. But at number 2, I'm having the Detroit Lions taking Trayvon Walker. Georgia.
I have also taking Trayvon Walker, an edge from the University of Georgia.
No, he came out of nowhere. He just had a really good combine.
He had an insane combine. He ran a very fast 40-yard dash. His long jump was insane. And he had a good season.
He's
college.
A big boy, dude.
Big boy, big man running down the line.
He's like a train out there.
He is, like former NFL player William the Refrigerator Perry.
William the Refrigerator Perry from the 1980s on Da Bears. Da Bears in Chicago.
All right. Number 3, the Houston Texans. I have them picking Mr. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback from the University of Cincinnati. UC.
I do not have them. I understand them. They could be taking Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
I have them taking Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame.
Okay. Safety.
But the thing is, I don't see. Listen, Kyle Hamilton was like the best secondary prospect coming into this college football season.
Mm-hmm.
So. He's been dropping down the ranks recently. I don't know why.
I think Sauce Gardner, I think his stock went up after the season too. Like he's been improving.
Yeah, Sauce came out of nowhere.
He did.
The only strike with Sauce is that level of competition there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good the quarterback room is pretty high.
Yeah, but he played in the American Conference.
Yeah, so their conference isn't very good.
So
necessarily.
I don't know. It's just he's great, but I'm gonna have to see how he becomes in the NFL.
Okay. Number 4, the New York Jets. They have a couple picks up here.
They do.
But I have them taking offensive tackle Ikem Ekwonu from
Ikem Ekwonu.
It's Ekwonu.
Oh, I didn't see the W there.
You moved the. Okay, Ikem Ekwonu.
The guy
from Alabama.
No, that's Evan Neal.
That's Evan Neal.
The guy from somewhere.
The guy.
Tackle
He
from
did in
somewhere.
fact. He is in fact from somewhere.
And he's a male. He's a guy.
He's a guy.
And his name's Ikem. What a name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, solid offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Evan Neal coming in this year was like the guy at offensive tackle.
Yeah.
But here, this could also very well be Ikem Ekwonu. Like your pick, I could see the Texans very well taking Sauce Gardner.
Yeah. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of fluctuation here.
Yeah. I have honestly, this draft is
It's a weird draft.
It's a weird draft.
Big, really weird draft.
But yeah, Ikem Ekwonu at 4. Number 5.
I have the other guy we were just talking about, Evan Neal from Alabama to the Giants.
You have Evan Neal at.
I do have Evan Neal.
I have Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Wide receiver.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
This week something very surprising came out. Kadarius Toney is actually being shopped.
Really?
Yes.
He's a rookie. Well, he was a rookie.
I know, that's what I said.
That's weird.
But
already?
But they're taking requests for Kadarius Toney.
Interesting.
And I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, he had a decent rookie year. He was probably the 4th best rookie receiver behind Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, and
Jamar Chase.
Not in that order. Jamar, Jalen,
in descending
Devontae.
order. Yeah.
Yeah, descending order. What he said.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
You want to move on to number 6?
Number 6, I have the Carolina Panthers selecting Malik Willis, quarterback, Liberty.
I have the Panthers selecting Kayvon Thibodeau, edge from Oregon.
Okay.
Okay, see here. Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
I believe
You believe.
that the Panthers are going to successfully get the trade for Baker Mayfield. I think they're going to go out and get Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
And that's going to allow them.
If they go out and do get Baker Mayfield, I don't see them picking Malik Willis here at all.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
But honestly, Malik Willis is a prospect where he has a lot of upside, but he has a very low ceiling.
Yeah, he's a quarterback.
He's very raw.
He can run. He's pass.
Raw. Where Kenny Pickett from Pitt, I feel like he has a lot of he doesn't have as high as the ceiling as Malik Willis does, but he's more likely to give you that consistency.
But he's got small hands though.
Joe Burrow had small hands coming out of college.
Well, I know, but
look what Joe Burrow did.
Like literally
small. I have small hands
because Kenny Pickett, right? They're going to the combine and they measure all their hands and stuff, and they're like, "Yo, he's got 8.5." Like, Kenny Pickett's like probably the number 1 prospect coming out, and like for some reason everybody's concerned with hand size. All these guys, and so they measured his hands. And they were 8.5 inches. I don't know what the measure is. I think it's from the bottom of your hand to the top of your middle finger, right?
Yeah.
And so then everybody was like freaking out because he's got small hands, which they don't work well in the rain. Like he can't grip the ball as well.
It's since like
which he had issues with this
I
year.
in general have trouble gripping a football and throwing it.
Yeah, I mean obviously an NFL football is
bigger
as
well. But it makes the ball harder to throw.
Yeah, and especially when you have inclement weather, that can be issues to people with small hands, apparently, because they're concerned about that. So yeah.
Let's go number 7.
Okay.
The New York Giants select.
New York Giants again. They have a pick at number 5 and number 7.
They select Evan Neal, offensive tackle, Alabama.
Now, see, I agree with the Giants picking that, but I had them taking it as at number 5.
Yeah, the Garrett Wilson and the Evan Neal pick could very well, switch back and forth.
Number 7, I have them taking Kyle Hamilton, safety from
Notre Dame.
He's a really good prospect, good.
Do they need? I think they could prioritize other positions besides safety, though.
I mean, who do they have though?
James Bradbury, who's been. I know he plays cornerback, but that's still in the secondary.
He's a corner,
but he's been being shopped.
I mean, you gotta have a safety. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how football works.
That is in fact how football works.
You have to have a safety out there. Okay, let's go number 8.
Let's just go to number 8. Okay.
The Atlanta Falcons, the Falcons. I have them selecting Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon, which edge.
I have them also taking an edge, but since Kayvon Thibodeau is off the board for me, I have them taking Jermaine Johnson from a college.
From a college.
A college. Sorry guys, we're not very good on colleges today.
A college university.
It's supposed to be a really good school for football.
Really?
From what I've heard. Yeah.
Academically, a college.
A college university is also one of the higher.
I've heard it depends
ones.
on like what you're majoring in. Like some things are really good and some things are really bad at a college.
I mean, yeah, like at a college university, I
go State.
I see them having I see a lot of commercials for them on TV, and
Yeah. College commercials are so weird because like whenever you're watching a college football game, like they always show
they always show the commercials for the colleges playing in the game,
like back to back.
And
I like to compare them. As an Ohio State fan, I always like to judge the Michigan commercials because they always are not good.
I mean,
not biased at all.
So like if you're watching like a Tennessee and Alabama game, they'll have like an Alabama commercial.
Which who wants to go to Alabama, by the way? Like it's a football school. Like I sorry, that's my hatred for Alabama.
It is well known as a football school. But Tennessee. So you'll have the Alabama commercial, and then you'll have the Tennessee commercial. It's always the same thing. It's people smiling on campus, and then it goes to the next montage. There's normally like people in lab coats.
Yeah.
What else is on there?
Science.
People like throwing a frisbee on the lawn. Those are pretty. And it's like and the narration is like, "Here, we succeed." It's like.
We saw a van for a school today, and it's
kind of similar to these college commercials. It's
it said
here students don't just come to our school. Here they become, and I was like,
which they really do be. I mean,
they really do become, and I would agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
I would agree.
But yeah, Kevin Thibodeau, he could go earlier in this. I would not be surprised.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 9, Seattle.
The
C. Do you know what? That's what the fans do. C. No, and then
Hawks.
Yeah. C.
Hawks.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 9, I have them taking Malik Willis, quarterback from Liberty.
I have them taking Kenny Pickett, quarterback.
Okay. Yeah, so they're definitely gonna, because they just traded away Russell Wilson, their franchise quarterback, I would say, for the last 10 years.
I would agree with
that. And kind of
statement.
a surprising trade. And I mean, they got a quarterback back from that, but it's Drew Lock, and he's not very good.
Yeah, he's so replaceable by far.
He is. And yeah, Malik Willis looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good. I could also see this Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis at 6 and 9.
Yeah, they could switch. Yeah.
Number 10.
Number 10, the New York Jets. I have them selecting Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback from LSU.
I have them taking Sauce Gardner, cornerback from Cincinnati. Now, when I was making this, I did this kind of quickly. I got to number 10, like, holy cow, Sauce Gardner's still on the board. I think Sauce Gardner will go before this number 10 pick.
Okay, yeah. So, the top cornerback available after Sauce Gardner, I would say, is Derek Stingley.
Derek Stingley out of LSU. He was supposed to be number 1 before. I still kind of have him up there. He was solid in the SEC.
Yeah, and that's SEC, if you don't know, is a really big, it's difficult.
It's the biggest.
It's probably the biggest football conference, yeah.
Just biggest conference in general for sports.
Definitely.
Has schools like Alabama, which isn't very good.
Yeah, notable NFL players to come out of the SEC. Oh, there's so many. Who we got? Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow came
Jamar
out of
Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Trevor Lawrence. No, they're
Mac
the
Jones.
Mac Jones.
The example is that like that's where a lot of the NFL talent comes
Lots
from.
of the NFL talent.
Let's move on to number 11, the Washington Commanders.
Yes, formerly the Washington football team, and then before that, they were a team that we can't say. It's not okay to say.
The Redskins.
Okay.
Am I going to get canceled?
Look at this. The website we're using it. Shout out to Mock Draft Machine.
Shout out to mockdraftmachine.com.
TheDraftNetwork.com.
It
still has their old logo on it. It has the Washington football team.
Not the Redskins. That would have been.
Well, not that. No.
Not them.
I have them taking Drake London, wide receiver from
USC.
Ditto.
I have them taking the exact same pick. Drake London, solid wide receiver.
Really?
And I don't know. I just feel like he fits the Commanders vibe.
Yeah. Well, they have the same colors. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're thinking of it.
Number 12. I have them taking Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, LSU.
I have them going in a slightly different direction. Jordan Davis, interior defensive lineman from Georgia. Not Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Like, I just think
the run defense was not very good last year.
Yeah, the run defense is not good. The only player on the defense I can name is Harrison Smith, and he's a safety.
Patrick Peterson.
Well, yeah, but he plays in the secondary.
He's washed
If
up.
you're going on the line, the only guy that I can name on the line, I lied. I can name somebody in the line. Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's old. He's good.
He's good.
He's good, but
he's solid.
They can use some help.
They can
use some help.
I'd get that pick, but I'm going to take Derek Stingley. Name one cornerback on the Vikings.
On the Vikings?
On the Vikings.
Patrick Peterson.
He's old and slow.
But he's on the Vikings. So, that's that.
Wow. But
Okay.
but what I'm saying is they need help there, and I think that
They
would
do.
definitely-
They need a lot of help on their defense. Really,
Third-
Harrison Smith is kind of carrying.
13. The Houston Football Texans.
The Houston Texans kind of
Not good.
not good.
But I have them taking George Karlaftis edge Purdue here. He was really good at Purdue.
Okay, that's solid.
He shined in that game where they upset Iowa when Iowa was number 2.
They have problems on both lines. I would say is in the offensive line and the defensive line, which is why I have them taking Charles Cross, offensive tackle from Alabama, I believe.
No, Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. I knew it was somewhere in the
My
SEC.
uncle went to Mississippi State. He's a big fan of he's a diehard Mississippi State fan. I feel bad for him.
Well, except for that one year where they were like the 4 seed with Dak Prescott, and they beat Alabama, right?
No, they've never. I don't think they were ranked that year. Dak Prescott got selected 4th round.
There was some year where Mississippi State was like really good for 1 year.
For 1 year.
I don't know.
Ohio
Okay.
State's good every year.
Yeah, Charles Cross, number 14, the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
I have them selecting Zion Johnson, interior offensive lineman,
Boston College.
Boston College.
I have them taking Jordan Davis, inside defensive lineman
from Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't say that, but the Ravens' run defense was not very good last year.
Yeah.
It's just it needs some help.
It does. I would say their secondary needs some help. They're
very
they're injury prone.
okay.
They're
Yeah,
injury prone.
They were hurt last year.
Yeah, they were very hurt last
They
year.
have a solid secondary. They got Marcus Humphrey. They got Jimmy Smith.
Oh yeah, okay, Jimmy. Yeah.
Sorry, just Marlon
Humphrey.
Jimmy Smith. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone.
I almost said Ed Reed, but he's. I mean,
isn't he almost dead?
No, he played in like the 2000s.
Well,
okay. Number 15. This is a big string of picks here we got from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, sir.
I have them taking Trent McDuffie, cornerback. Washington. That's what I thought.
Okay, that's solid.
Because
Eagles definitely need some cornerback help. I'm pretty sure
they do.
Yeah. I have them taking Jermaine Johnson, edge, a college.
Yeah. So definitely we both went defense there.
They need help on defense.
They do.
Jalen Hurts is good on offense.
Their offense is good, and they might be getting Deebo Samuel, which we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're one of the leading candidates. 16. I have the Saints, New Orleans Saints, picking Garrett Wilson, wide receiver. That is my second wide receiver off the board.
I don't know if he'll fall that far.
I think. Yeah. Did you have him getting picked earlier? I think he did.
Yeah, at number 5 to the Giants.
Yeah, I just don't. There's not a lot of wide receivers. My first wide receiver was Drake London on my draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's still on the board, they're definitely going to take Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Solid wide receiver.
I have a problem here with your mock draft. You have Drake London going over Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is the best. What?
I mean,
Garrett Wilson is the best wide receiver prospect in this draft.
I just don't see Garrett Wilson fitting any of the other teams until the Saints. Because other places have a lot more needs.
I'm honestly, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to give this an L.
Yeah, well, it's my mock draft. Because I mean, you have a wide receiver going. You have Chris Olave.
Yeah.
So clearly, they need a wide receiver.
I know, but having Garrett Wilson going after.
I know
Drake
this
London
is a little low for Garrett Wilson, but I can see it happening. Like I definitely can see him going earlier.
I don't see that happening. Anyway, on to 17, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
I have them taking Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State.
I have them taking Devontae Wyatt, interior defensive lineman from a college university.
He also went to college?
He did, yeah. They've got a lot of prospects in this draft. I'm not gonna lie.
Has anyone come from B college yet?
No, but there's a pretty high prospect from C college. I forget who he is. They like a
John Smith.
John Smith
from C college.
No, it's John Doe.
John Doe.
Yeah, that's
from C college.
Yeah,
double C.
Yeah.
Go CC.
CC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But last year they took Rashawn Slater. They still need some offensive line help. Justin Herbert, great young quarterback.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. Number 18.
The Eagles again after having 15. I didn't know they traded their 17 pick because they had pick number 17 also. They had pick 16, I think.
Yeah.
They had one of these 2 picks because they had 3 picks.
I forget who they traded it to get, but anyway.
But yeah, for that I have George Karlaftis, edge from Purdue.
Okay.
The Eagles, Fletcher Cox on the defensive line, and that's about it. Fletcher Cox.
I have them taking Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
Okay.
The only good player that's coming out of Alabama this year.
Okay. See,
That's a joke. That was a joke.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot.
The issue I have with this is, and there's not really any room for me to say it's an issue because nothing's happened yet, but I really can see the Eagles going out and getting Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
I know they're one of the leading candidates, probably the leading candidate to get Deebo Samuel right now, or one of them.
I would say the Jets are the leading candidate, but we'll talk about that.
Talk about that later. We have a whole lineup.
But definitely Jameson Williams.
Okay.
Coming off a torn ACL, that's one reason why he dropped insanely fast. He was probably going to run like a 4.23 40, which is like near the record. That's crazy.
He did because he tore his ACL, right?
Tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL in the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
let's go to Trevor. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
pick
number
19.
Number 19.
Also
the
New
Saints
Orleans
again.
Saints.
3 picks after drafting Garrett Wilson. I think they're going to draft Desmond Ridder, quarterback out of the University of Cincinnati.
Even after they sign, what's his name to that contract?
Who? Taysom Hill?
No, Jameis Winston.
They signed Jameis Winston?
2-year deal.
Well, I didn't know that, but I think I can still see this happening.
Okay.
You know, I can see it happening.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
okay,
I just kind of do. Like he's a really good.
You're getting a vibe.
Pretty good prospects.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. And
you have to try.
If that comes back to mark my words, Desmond Ridder is not going to be a good NFL quarterback.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He doesn't possess what at least I need to see from him. He just doesn't have the intangibles. I just don't see him. He's a good leader. He's a good leader.
He had really good games and he had kind of bad games.
So
like he went both ways.
He's a dual threat kind of, but I don't know. He's kind of mid.
Okay.
Did I say who I have the Saints taking Trevor Penning, offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa. Okay. Solid offensive tackle. I think they need some offensive line help.
As most teams do, I would say.
Pick number 20.
20 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is kind of far for him, but I have them taking Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of the University of Pitt.
He's not falling to 20.
Pittsburgh.
He is not falling to 20.
I can definitely see him getting picked before, but over Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Saints and Steelers could switch here. Desmond Ridder could go to the Steelers, and Kenny Pickett could go to the Saints, or Kenny Pickett could go before that. I can definitely see him getting drafted earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But he's definitely first rounder. If you don't count his small hands, he hits all the good things. He's got all the good traits that you want in a quarterback.
Okay. I've been taking Daxton Hill, safety out of a college.
Out of a college.
They need some secondary help. I don't know. I don't see them. I could see them taking a quarterback, but I think they're gonna at least in a weak quarterback class this year. At least giving Mitchell Trubisky a try.
Maybe, yeah. They did sign Mitchell Trubisky, former Bears quarterback.
Mitchell Trubisky was drafted into a bad offense with a bad coach in Matt Nagy, and I think he could shine behind. But they have a really bad offensive line out there in Pittsburgh.
They do, yeah. I would have to agree with you.
Let's go
number 21.
21.
New England Patriots. I know they need a linebacker. That's one of their top team needs. Okay. So I have them picking Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of I believe Georgia.
Right? I don't think that's true.
Okay, a college.
Yeah. Okay. I have them taking Zion Johnson, inside offensive lineman, Boston College. They give Mac Jones some protection there.
Yeah,
and that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
On to 22.
Number 22. Packers, Green Bay Packers, as we talked about the other day, trading their
best wide
receiver in the league, perhaps.
In Devontae Adams.
So I have them going out and getting Jamison Williams, wide receiver from Alabama.
Okay, Alabama. Like I said before, not a good college. That's just me showing some hate to Alabama. One of the people in our live studio audience is a member of Alabama. Potential member of Alabama. So
member.
A member.
Yeah.
So
she didn't cancel her membership yet.
Yeah, she still subscribed to Alabama.
Yeah.
But
who do you have at 22?
I have wide receiver Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, another SEC school.
We can definitely see them. Both of us definitely see them taking a wide receiver.
If they don't take a wide receiver, Aaron Rodgers is going to be mad.
He might leave. I'm not going to lie. He might retire. Pull an Andrew Luck, just retire.
He just signed a 4-year deal.
So,
Wow.
So did Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck had a good deal going, and he left. He couldn't take it anymore.
He wasn't mad at the Colts. He was just hurt.
Because the Colts didn't give him any protection.
No, just because he got hurt. He had good protection, solid protection. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't.
Okay, but
no,
yeah.
maybe he didn't.
He didn't. He kept getting hurt, and he got hurt at practice one day, and he literally called a press conference. He's like, "I am done. I'm leaving. I'm retiring. Goodbye." And I haven't heard anything about him really since then. He's just left. He's gone.
He's disappeared.
Living his good life.
He's probably living in like Guatemala right now, selling like
Perhaps.
T-shirts and autographs
On the beach. Yeah.
He might surf a bit.
Sounds like him.
Did he have a dad bod though?
Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
He didn't not have a dad bod.
But he wasn't the most athletic guy.
He wasn't the most athletic?
I don't see him surfing though, unless he grew out the hair. He seems like the type of guy who would grow out a mullet or something.
Perhaps.
I don't like mullets, but that's for a different time.
Okay. Number 23, the Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Football Cardinals.
Yes. I have them taking Khair Elam, cornerback from
Florida. Okay, I also have been taking a cornerback, but I have been taking Trent McDuffie out of wide receiver, out of Washington.
I believe. Okay, yeah, I had Trent McDuffie going at 15.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going in the same direction here.
Okay.
I see it. They need some help.
They need some help at cornerback. They have no one that I can think of.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Number 24, the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys drafting a safety by the name of Daxton Hill, which you had going at 20, I believe.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what college he goes to?
I don't think he said it. I'm not excellent with colleges.
It's a college.
It's a college.
A college.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Boye Mate. Whose name sounds like a soup that you could get at like Chipotle or something.
It's Mafe.
I misread that. Boye Mafe.
Boye Mafe.
His name rhymes, so I like his name.
A little bit, yeah. Solid name. Yeah.
So, yep, that's all about the Cowboys. Number
Bills.
20.
The Bills.
That was aggressive.
Bills.
Buffalo.
Bills.
Bills Mafia. Love Bills Mafia. They just signed Von Miller this offseason.
They did?
They did
solid defensive.
I swear something else just happened in the past week.
They signed Stephon Diggs again.
They did that. But I haven't taken a wide receiver here.
Why?
Because they lost Cole Beasley.
They lost Beasley?
Yeah.
Did they? Well, they still have Emmanuel Sanders. They have a really good tight end in Dawson Knox.
Jack. Emmanuel Sanders is halfway to the retirement.
Yeah, but he put up solid numbers last year still on a team with Stephon Diggs.
So you want to run a 2 wide receiver offense?
Well, I mean, Dawson Knox, as far as tight ends go...
Have I even said who I thought they were picking? I think they're going to take Jahan Dotson out of Penn State.
Which is a wide receiver, which is why we're having this discussion. Because Dawson Knox, I wouldn't even classify him as a tight end, really. He's really athletic, and he has the skill set of a wide receiver while being listed as a tight end.
I do think he'll have a breakout year this year.
Dawson Knox, for sure.
But I think Jahan Dotson.
You can't have him have a breakout year if you're drafting another wide receiver, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying that you're crazy.
Now that I have this, I think I'm insane because they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. But I have them taking Trevor Penning, offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa.
Oh, crap. I forgot. I could also see them potentially taking Kenneth Walker III here out of Michigan State.
Running back? See, the problem with that is if you're a running back on the Bills, you're destined to fail.
But imagine if Kenneth Walker, in my opinion, the best running back prospect
definitely
in the draft. If you pair him up with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and that good offensive line and that best defense in the NFL, they're unstoppable.
Yes, but the problem is, like, historically, especially these last few years, the Bills really like the pass game. They run they pass all the time.
I know.
I mean, when you have a really good number 1 wide receiver in Stephon Diggs, like, why would you not pass all the time? Stephon Diggs, ever since he got traded to the Bills, he's been going insane.
He has been going
and
insane.
As we discussed, he takes cookies from the DoubleTree hotels.
Yes, he does.
He does. But he don't be staying there.
And you've never had one, and I'm disappointed.
You've never had one either, but somehow you're disappointed. That's different.
I can be disappointed in you because it's my right as an American.
Well, see,
I'm an American, not an Americant, Jack. My mom always told me that, and I'm going to stick to it.
Okay. You do that.
Fair point?
You do that.
Okay. So on to pick
Going back to this very American thing, football.
Football, not soccer.
And not Australian football.
And not the AFL, not Arena Football.
And not the Canadian Football League.
That is correct. And not the USFL.
The National Football League.
National Football League.
Okay. Number 26.
The Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. I have them taking Chris Olave, wide receiver out of Ohio State.
I don't see. No.
Why not?
Stop.
Well, there's trade rumors about AJ Brown though.
Stop.
There are trade rumors about AJ Brown.
Stop.
And if they draft AJ Brown, who do they have? Julio Jones. Man should retire.
Julio Jones is not on the Titans. He's a free agent.
Exactly. This
No,
is why they need a wide receiver.
No, they're not going to draft a wide receiver. I'm marking my word. The Tennessee Titans will not draft a wide receiver.
Okay. Well, who you got then?
I got Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of a college.
See, I can see them drafting a linebacker, but like Julio Jones, the Titans aren't going to re-sign Julio Jones.
They didn't. They released him. Where have you been?
Exactly.
Are you okay?
I know. Yeah, if you're a free agent, they're not going to re-sign you. They're not re-signing you. So they have one wide receiver right now that you know is a lock, and that's AJ Brown.
Okay.
And I heard some rumors about him.
Okay.
So
who are your sources? Adam Schefter?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought I heard that. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, number 27, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick number 27 as well, because that's how mock drafts work.
That's how mock drafts work. Yes. I have them taking Kenyon Green, interior offensive lineman from Georgia. No. It's somewhere big.
A college.
From a college, okay.
A college. I have
at least one college.
I also have them taking an interior offensive lineman, but I have them taking Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa.
That's solid. I've seen the Bengals. I've seen a lot of Bengals stuff where they're trying to get him.
Oh, great! Reds lost again. They've lost 11 in a row.
11 in a row, but that's another story for another day.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand this team. Okay, back to the NFL draft.
Hashtag sell the team, Bob.
Do it.
Sell the team.
Okay, back to my. Anyway, I haven't taken Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna take a wide receiver here. Not a wide receiver. No, interior offensive line.
Neither of us have them taking a wide receiver. I don't know. You're just. I don't know. I don't know why I'm attacking you. We have them taking the same position.
They're taking the same position.
They lost Alex Cappa to the Bengals. They still have Ryan Jensen, but who plays right guard or left guard? They still probably need to patch up either that center spot or wait, Ryan Jensen plays center. I can't remember.
He does play center. They signed him to a deal.
Well, Tyler Linderbaum can be a good guard. For them and
but yeah, Packers again, number 28. I have them taking Boye Mafe
out of a college.
From a college.
Okay.
You had him going a little earlier.
I did.
I see that you have them taking an edge also.
I do.
They're definitely going to need some defensive help.
I have them taking Aiden Hutchinson's the number 1 overall picks, right-hand man, and David Ojabo out of Michigan. These two created an elite defensive line for Michigan.
It got them to be the number 2 seed at the end of the season. They were in the college football playoff.
And they beat Ohio State.
First time in what?
12 years.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
They're both gonna go in the first round here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm okay with this.
Kansas City Chiefs.
The
back-to-back picks.
Yes.
We'll just do them both together.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What two do you got?
I have Treylon Burks, wide receiver, because they lost Tyreek Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers.
Fastest player in NFL history.
Fastest player in NFL history. One of them.
Deion Sanders.
Current fastest player in the NFL.
Oh, by far. John Ross.
Easy. Except for John Ross, but he can't catch, so he has no talent.
Yeah, he just runs.
He's
like Forrest Gump.
And then at number 30, I have them taking David Ojabo, an edge from a college.
He went to Michigan. We literally just discussed.
We just talked. Okay. Yes.
Jack.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Do you even deserve to be on this podcast?
I started it. I'm gonna continue it.
It was my idea.
You go.
Okay. I have them taking Sky Moore, wide receiver, and Kier Elam from cornerback. Sky Moore went to Western Michigan, and Kier Elam went to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, so we kind of have them going in similar directions.
The Chiefs, they need a wide receiver.
Definitely need a wide receiver.
You don't want Juju Smith-Schuster being number 1 wide receiver.
Never.
Especially with Jackson Mahomes, they're just going to be doing TikTok dances.
They're going to be doing TikTok dances on
memorials
of dead people.
That's usually what memorials are for, dead people.
Or events. They can be for events also.
Which are for dead people.
That is accurate. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
From time to time, at least.
Yes.
Okay.
And
run off with our last 2 picks.
Okay, last 2 picks.
31, Cincinnati Bengals.
Our Cincinnati Bengals.
I have them taking
Day baby.
Andrew Booth Jr. cornerback out of LSU.
No, Clemson.
Clemson. Sorry.
Jack, I've been doing the exact same thing. Andrew Booth Jr., really solid corner. People are gonna say, "Oh, the Bengals need an offensive line."
No,
they need an
don't.
offensive line.
They don't need an offensive line.
They didn't do anything for HC. What are you looking at, person who's listening to this? What are you trying to do? They signed offensive line in free agency. They need help at cornerback.
They signed a starting center. They signed a starting right guard.
Heck yeah.
They signed a starting left guard.
Oh yeah.
Our left tackle's already pretty good. And Jonah Williams, still young.
And we got Lyle Collins.
And we signed a really good right tackle from the Dallas Cowboys named Lyle Collins. So we're looking to have one of the better offenses.
We can't have Eli Apple as a starting cornerback. It just can't happen.
And number 32 to wrap up the first round.
To wrap it up,
Detroit Lions for their second pick of the draft.
Okay.
I have them taking Mr. Sam Howell, quarterback
out of North Carolina. I have him doing the exact same thing. He reminds me a lot of Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Not the most athletic, but he is pretty athletic. He can run. Anytime he runs, he bulldozes people. Have you seen clips of him running?
He's pretty insane.
Pretty good. And yeah, so I have them taking him because they need a quarterback because their quarterback's bad.
Okay.
And yes, that is going to wrap up our mock drafts.
Okay.
Sorry if you think that's too long, but
deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, on to what else we have to talk about.
We got to talk about the USFL.
The USFL.
There have been various football leagues.
The USFL from the 80s, got the XFL.
The XFL several times.
Mm-hmm.
But, trying to replicate the magic.
The magic.
The power.
The power.
The viewing rate of
the
the NFL.
Yeah.
And none of them have ever really been able to work. But the USFL has started on
back
last week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it rebooted for like the third time.
It was like the only team. No, second time. It was the only one that worked back. It was only like the only league that worked that challenged the NFL back in the 80s. It worked. Donald Trump actually owned a team. That's a fun fact.
He did. Yes. But yeah, the USFL begins play. There's an 8-team league. Sorry.
8-team league.
8-team league.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they've been really. I saw a little bit of it. They're doing well.
Yeah.
They're doing very well. Yeah, and so yeah, the USFL has been. What is it? There's the Panthers.
Yeah, there's some
the Breakers, which I'm personally rooting for. I don't know why.
Yeah,
just kind of am.
There's a few teams also that have come back.
Yes.
But yeah, the USFL fan. Well, the balls had some issues, but we'll work on it. They're working on. They're working the kinks out.
And there were actually some pretty exciting games that happened in the USFL. So yeah, and it's first weekend. There's been a lot of good games.
Yeah, pretty good.
So USFL is a little bit different from the NFL. What is it? After you score a touchdown,
I don't know how the rules work.
I'm pretty sure after you score a touchdown, you can go for 1, 2, or 3.
That's
I'm pretty
different.
Sure. It's like the yard.
Do you like the yard?
Like the yard is a Madden game mode where you can go for 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, but
there's more than that. But
yeah, you heard about the kicking problem that they were having, right?
No, what?
They put chips in the ball. They put like chips in the ball to like make the kicking. Like to help track the ball when you're throwing it, but they didn't balance it properly. So like the kicking was really bad because there was uneven weight in the ball.
Oh yeah,
and like they were missing like a lot of the kicks.
Oh no,
and so they're trying to work on that. Special teams coordinators are mad. This is the only time they are going to hear about special teams coordinators in the news.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, USFL. I haven't watched any, but
I haven't watched any. I've watched some highlights. Some
I would say
catches.
watch it. I would say watch it.
I would suggest to watch
quality.
It too.
It's quality. Okay. Denzel Ward, cornerback for the Cleveland Browns. Signed a 5-year extension, $105 million, I think.
Yeah.
That's Denzel Ward, right? He's a good guy. Good cornerback.
This makes him the highest paid cornerback in history, though.
He's not the best cornerback.
No,
he's not the best cornerback in the league, let alone in history.
Let alone. We'll leave it alone. But I mean, he got his bank, Ohio State guy, so I'm gonna like him. But he's a Browns player, so I kind of don't like him at the same time.
You're mid. Your feelings are mid.
I have reason to like him, and I have reason not to like him. You know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Marshawn Lynch. If you guys don't know who Marshawn Lynch is, that's unfortunate for you. He's a really good guy. He's super funny.
He's a funny.
He's a funny guy.
Former running back for the Seahawks
Yeah.
and the Bills.
There's a video of him just like driving like an athletic cart just like on the field
in college, and
he's just driving it around.
Funny guy.
He's on the Subway commercials a lot.
Didn't he have an iPhone game or something?
That sounds like him. I don't.
NFL Rush, was that a game?
Yeah, that was a game.
He might have been.
He was probably on the cover.
Yeah.
But he became a minority owner of the Seattle Kraken, which is the newest National Hockey League franchise. They're doing pretty well. I don't really follow hockey.
They're not doing that well.
They're not doing that well.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, I remember a couple years ago, the Vegas Golden Knights, they were like their first year team, and they like
they
made it.
Did they win the Stanley Cup?
They won it one of the first couple years.
That's crazy. Good for them.
But yeah, Marshawn Lynch. There's a lot of good like memes surrounding him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. His nickname is Beast Mode.
Beast Mode. He was given that name after he broke off one of the like best runs I've ever seen. He broke like 8 tackles in one run.
It was in a playoff game, right, against the Saints?
I don't know. That's like the run that made him famous, though.
Yeah.
They call it the Beast Quake from 2012, I think.
It has a name. The play has a name.
The Beast Quake. You make my beast quake.
Is that a song?
Oh, you make my beast quake.
Is that a song?
The song's Earthquake. It's actually Earthquake with an F.
Who's it by?
Tyler, the Creator. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
You don't. Yeah, it's by Tyler, the Creator. I'm not sure if you
what
guys.
What did he
you guys
create?
Know that? Music. Is his
actual name Tyler?
I would assume so. Let's look it up here.
Okay,
see, I would assume that.
What if his real name's like,
Tyler the
Jonathan?
Creator. He's very interesting.
Why is he interesting? What makes him so interesting?
His music is just weird.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Tyler Gregory O'Connor.
Is he wearing a shower cap?
It looks like a Russian hat to me. It's like a Tyler Gregory O'Connor.
Okama?
O'Connor.
His name should just be Tyler Okama. Dude, that would be awesome. I would go see a Tyler Okama.
People also ask, is Tyler the Creator Morgan Freeman's kid?
I was going to ask if Tyler's Creator is actually Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's actually Tyler the Creator.
It's an industry plant. So yeah, that is him.
We're talking about Marshawn Lynch, not Tyler the Creator.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So he bought the Kraken. Good for him.
Seattle Kraken. They'll be good in a couple years.
Yeah, hopefully. But then that's what we thought about the Reds, and look where we are. Okay. Next topic.
2-13.
Next topic.
Okay. The San Diego Padres, baseball team in San Diego.
Spanish for the San Diego dads, or the
San Diego
parents.
San Diego fathers or parents or dads.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
But the Padres and no other MLB team does this. I know they do this a lot. Most soccer teams, like in Europe, in the UEFA Champions League, have this on them. They have advertisements. Is what we're talking about. Like, the Real Madrid has. Is it Real Madrid? Somebody has an airline called Etihad.
Yeah, but anyway, your point is that.
But my point is that it hasn't happened in Major League Baseball yet. But supposedly, I don't know if it's next year.
Next year, the
Padres are going to have Motorola advertisements
on their sleeve,
on their jersey. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts, I absolutely hate it. You're not wearing a billboard. This isn't NASCAR. Not everyone needs a sponsor. Okay, I think it makes them look unprofessional. It's going to be on the sleeve. Like, you need to have your logo on the sleeve, not the Motorola whatever. Like, who even uses a Motorola? I've not seen a Motorola phone. Oh, you have a Motorola?
It's technically a Moto, yeah.
But is it actually?
Yeah.
You said technically.
It's a Moto G6. It's a Google phone, but it's like, no, it's not. It's a Moto. Okay, whatever. Anyway.
Are you endorsing the San Diego Padres?
I'm not endorsing the San Diego Padres. I don't think. They're endorsing me.
Because, if you buy a product, you automatically endorse everything that company endorses.
That's valid. That makes sense.
That makes sense?
That does make sense.
Okay, well,
But yeah, that's that. There. Yes. 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 Okay. This is a pretty good one. So Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Cleveland Browns. He is. He asked for. Did he ask for a trade, or are they just gonna trade him?
He asked for a trade.
He asked for a trade,
and they told him no. And then they went and signed Deshaun Watson, and so now he's probably gonna get traded.
They signed another quarterback, so he's probably gonna get traded.
I would agree with that statement.
So the team that's really looking likely to get Baker Mayfield is the Carolina Panthers, based in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Not South Carolina, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Better.
They represent both. I said North Carolina.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird. Shouldn't they be the Carolinas Panthers?
Like half of the game should be played in
South Carolina, in Charleston.
In Charleston, and then half the game should be played in
Charlotte.
Well, yeah, those are too close.
Okay, yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but the number one wide receiver, I would say, on
the Panthers, DJ Moore.
Okay, well, the number two then.
Yeah, number two.
Robbie Anderson.
Robert Anderson.
Okay. I like his hair.
He has cool hair.
He's got a good hairstyle going.
Looks like Kraft mac and cheese. I like it.
And so Adam Schefter, we've discussed him before.
Schefter.
But he reported the other day that it was like a week ago, I think. But it was like, it was saying something. It was like the most likely landing spot for Baker Mayfield is appearing to be Carolina. And Robbie Anderson, underneath in the comments, he put no. Robbie, what do you?
Robert?
That's a bad look. Can I call you Andy? Mr. Anderson.
Why would you call him Andy? Because that's his last name? Well, okay. Robbie. Bob. I'm going to call him Bob Anderson.
Bob Andy.
So,
there's another example of him doing this too. I forget what it is. I forget what it was.
Well, about Sam Darnold? About him... Didn't you say that he didn't like Sam Darnold or something? He's just stirring up...
He just doesn't like quarterbacks.
He doesn't like quarterbacks.
I mean,
he expects to have an elite quarterback. And when you're playing for the
Carolina... When you're a poverty franchise like that, you're not going to get...
Oh, did you just call the Panthers a
poverty franchise?
They're not poverty franchise. Jack, they made the Super Bowl like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and they traded away...
They have Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore.
Because they don't pay for an offensive line. They don't pay for a quarterback, so they have to use them.
No, that doesn't matter. No. Jack, I think you're insane.
They're not a poverty franchise. They're just bad.
Yeah, every team goes through bad streaks, and they're just going through that right now. They'll be back up, I'm sure. Robbie.
If you're going to play in the league, you can't get everything you want, my guy.
You just can't, Robbie.
You can't do it.
You can't do that.
Okay, but that is that. Okay, Deebo Samuel.
That is his last name.
We talked about him last week, and probably the week before. I can't remember.
We talked about him last week.
We definitely talked about him last week.
Mm-hmm.
But he is really good.
He is really good.
As we discussed.
He's better than average.
He is above average, I would say. Yes.
Yeah. Same.
But he asked... I got home one day, and the first thing I saw that was that Deebo Samuel asked for a trade, and I was like, oh my gosh. So yes, Deebo Samuel asked for a trade. He was trying to get a contract, and they didn't pay him
for like a really an absurd an over.
No, I don't know how much it was.
But it was an absurd. He's not worth that much after one good year.
I don't know how much it was.
Did you see what else? Did you see what else he said?
No.
He said he wasn't happy with the way he was being utilized in San Francisco.
What?
God, he was their entire offense.
He literally is. Yes.
Like what do you expect from him? I don't get it.
Yeah, but this is big. There's going to be a lot of teams wanting Deebo Samuel.
The Jets seem to be the front runner.
The Jets, after missing on another wide receiver candidate, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Fastest player in the league.
Mm-hmm. Now they might get the most unique player in the league, the most versatile.
Yeah. Versatile.
As the fancy people say. And we are very fancy. We're people of culture, people of high standards.
Yes, we're gentlemen.
We hold our pinkies high whenever we drink tea.
Yes.
Because I never drink tea, so therefore I never hold my pinky high. But whenever I do drink tea, I do hold it high. What are your thoughts on tea?
I'm not a big tea guy.
Okay. Here's the weird.
We're from the Midwest, right? So sweet tea. Sweet tea. It's in a lot of places.
Can I just go on a rant about tea real quick?
Let's hear it.
So, I don't get how something where it's just a cup of water, hot water,
leaf juice.
You're just drinking leaf juice.
Okay,
like, you put a bag of seeds.
Okay, here's the thing.
In water, well, I don't get it.
My dad and I one time got my mom this teapot, but it was like, it's like how they make real tea in like the places where tea started.
Not shui tea.
They call it loose tea.
What's loose about it?
It's not in a bag.
What is tight tea? What is the difference? What is tight tea?
It's not bagged tea. Like, it's loose. Like, it's free to be whatever it wants.
So basically, you take it out of the pocket and you dip it in and you like you.
Well, there's no pocket. You just
the bag.
Yeah, there is.
And then you what's the word I'm looking for?
Okay,
where
listen.
Okay.
So you boil the water, right? And there's this little pot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a little strainer.
Yeah.
At the top, and you put the loose tea in the strainer.
Okay. And
then you pour the water over it.
Okay.
And you just keep pouring the water over it until you like overfill. That took a long time. Overfill the pot, right? And then you just let it sit for a minute, and then it's tea. It's basically a tea bag, but you're doing the opposite. Instead of adding the tea to the water, you're adding the water to the tea.
I just don't see what's so great about tea.
Okay, see, I'm not a big tea guy myself.
Have you ever had tea?
I've in fact had tea.
I've never had tea before.
You've never had tea?
No, I've had sweet tea once.
First the Gerber
Puff. One sip.
First the Gerber Puffs, and now the tea.
Yeah.
How have you lived in Ohio for your entire life?
I don't drink caffeine
and not had tea.
I don't drink caffeine.
I forgot tea had caffeine.
I've tried to avoid.
Does it have caffeine?
I don't.
Does tea have caffeine?
Because sweet tea does. Listen, people use it as a replacement for coffee.
What's healthier?
Especially
loose tea. Loose tea.
I've had a Coke once in my life.
You've had Coke once?
Once. And that was because I had to do it for a performance.
What? What?
Just don't ask. But I had to drink Coke once, and I regretted it because I was like, this is bad. I'm going to get addicted. And fun fact, I'm not addicted to Coke.
Yeah, because you drank it one time. Coke of both varieties.
You know, every smoker has their first smoke. And every drinker has their...
Every Coker has their first Coke.
Not like the drink.
Coke drinker.
Not like cocaine.
A Coca-Cola.
Well, I guess it would apply to cocaine, too.
Well, I mean, it's named Coca-Cola because there was cocaine in the cola originally.
And they wanted to make it sound fun so the kids would get into it? Oh, no,
it's not. They just named it Coca.
Did they know that cocaine was bad for you?
It was the 1880s.
Well,
nobody cared.
Well, you still was like,
and I think a doctor made it. I think he was a doctor. His name's John Pemberton.
I guess that's how you make a lot of money, by.
I don't know if he was a doctor or not.
Make them sick, so then they have to come back in.
Yeah, well, I used to think cocaine made you happy. I mean, it does probably. I don't know.
Do you have experience with?
I don't have experience.
Jack, do you have a cocaine story you would like to share with the class?
I do not have a cocaine story. Okay. But yeah, so I think that people used to think that it made you healthier. So he put it in Coca-Cola, and then he sold it.
How did they test that it made cocaine? Obviously, it has an effect on people.
Well, yes. Yes.
But, how are they okay, here you go, and then it has a negative effect, and we're like, oh, this makes you healthy.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. It's the
1880s.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Now that we spilled the tea about tea, we're gonna move on. Nationals Park. Home of the Washington Nationals. Not Washington State. Washington in the District of Columbia.
Even though it's in the United States.
In the United States.
The District of Columbia in the United States.
Yeah. So they were doing a little stunt before their game.
A pregame stunt.
I think it was was it unannounced? Completely or what?
I think it was
okay,
I don't know, but
I don't know what exactly happened, but there was a skydiver.
I know what happened. No, okay,
right,
so basically, the Nationals had planned for there to be a little thing before the game where they would have skydivers come down, and jump on the field and go their parachutey thing.
Yeah.
And basically they were like, okay, so the plane was flying above the stadium, but they said that it was I guess they forgot that they were doing that. Because they reported an unauthorized plane flying above the stadium. So then everybody had to evacuate the stadium before the game because they thought that it was a threat. But it turned out just to be the people, the skydivers.
The reason they had to do it is because they're like a mile and a half from the White House.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody had to do it.
Less than a mile from the Capitol building. So
because of their own stunt. And I'm sure the game was probably delayed.
It was not that bad. It was before the game. But
okay, that's good at least. But it had to be a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It just didn't. You can't do that. You can't do a stunt. You can't do a stunt and then not do the stunt.
I just don't understand how they allow that to happen.
Tisk tisk.
It's just tisk
tisk tisk.
That
2 out of 10 stunt.
Tisk tisk. That can be a shout out in itself.
2 out of 10 stunt.
2 out of 10 stunt. Stop stunting.
Stop stunting
and start stinting. What does stint mean?
I don't know.
It's like a stint, like a short period of time.
A stint is also something people put in a heart to open up the airway, like a heart valve. That's a stint.
So stop stunting and start putting things in your heart.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Put
folks.
love in your heart.
Put love in your heart. Open up your heart and put love in there.
Open up your heart.
We ain't in the 1880s anymore, baby. This is the 1960s. Open up your heart. Put love in the heart. This is Woodstock.
Yes.
Yeah, we just turned into hippies.
Okay. So hippies were peaceful, right? Let's talk about something that's not so peaceful, right? College baseball, right?
Wow. Okay, you just segued that.
I did, yeah. I like segueing things.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not the little
I've never been on a Segway, so
not the little machine that you ride around on. Not that Segway.
No, not that kind of.
A different Segway.
A good Segway.
But yeah. College baseball. I don't know what teams.
It was a junior college.
Junior college?
Yeah. Not. That was not the name of the college. It's not like a college.
Like a college. Yes.
It was. But
what's junior college?
It's not like Division I. It's like a.
Okay.
It's a junior college.
Okay. So, they were playing game of ball. Playing a game of ball.
There were a couple good young ball players out there.
At least one player was on the field.
Yeah, at least one.
At
least two for this.
At least two for this particular scenario, because the pitcher threw a ball as pitchers do. And I don't know any backstory with this. I don't know.
Excuse me. You just died there.
Yes, that happens.
You die.
That happens occasionally.
Sometimes you just gotta die,
and then come back.
Yeah.
Come back stronger. Yeah. Okay.
Full of Jesus.
This dude, right? This dude.
Okay.
This dude.
Mm-hmm.
The batter at the plate hit a home run.
Okay.
As people do from time to time.
People do that sometimes.
Yes, and
I never did that.
So what happened? I guess there has to be some backstory here, but they exchanged some words as he was running the bases, and I guess between second and third base, he really exchanged some words, because as soon as that man rounded third base, the pitcher came up, literally tackled him.
Starting pitcher? No, more like NFL linebacker out there.
Yeah,
the hit was vicious.
That man needs to play football.
It was a good solid tackle.
It was
preventing the first down right there, putting his body on the line.
Very good tackle, and then of course a fight ensued. Because it's baseball.
Bench is cleared.
Well, I say fight in quotation marks because everybody just
everyone just kind of wrestles on the ground.
Very rarely are there actual fighting techniques.
They just come up to each other like, I'm gonna fight you, and the guy's like, no, I'm gonna fight you harder, and then they end up grabbing each other. They just wrestle on the ground.
Yeah. We got just a quick little note. The Hornets fired their coach, which is really weird. Charlotte Hornets. Talking a lot about Carolina teams today. Charlotte Hornets, basketball team. They're doing good. They're in the playoffs.
No, they aren't.
They're not in the playoffs.
No.
I thought they were, but they're not terrible.
No.
They fired their coach James Borrego.
I don't never heard of him before.
Yeah, but it's just kind of weird. They're young team.
Young team. Got LaMelo. Some people say he's attractive. I don't see it.
LaMelo Ball, by the way.
LaMelo Ball is his name. Brother Alonzo and LeAngelo Ball.
Son of LeVar Ball, who is
a
madman.
Why is he a madman?
He's insane.
Didn't they have a reality show?
Homie is insane.
Yeah.
He probably does. He's very reality. He's the reality show type. He's got the type.
Yeah.
And we have a little congratulations to give to Mr. Miguel Cabrera.
got his 3,000th hit as the day of
3,000th hit on this day we are recording, April 23rd. I don't know who they were playing.
They were playing the Rockies.
Playing the Rockies. Okay, so he got his hit.
Little base hit to the opposite side.
Yeah, he is the 33rd player to have 3,000 hits, and he is only the 7th player to have 3,000 hits and 500 home runs, joining such notable names like Hank Aaron and Willie Mays.
That's a nice. That's not bad company out there.
That's really good company, I would say.
Yeah.
Big congrats, and not a lot of et cetera this week, but there's a lot of sports news happening this week.
A lot of sports happening. Next week we'll probably go over the NFL draft, talk about what happened.
Talk about that.
Talk about how wrong we were.
As we normally are. But yeah, until then, thanks for listening, and we will see you next week. And as we said earlier, this is Sports Etc., podcast where we talk about sports and how doorknobs are the leading cause of global warming. We will see you next time.
Peace.